All right, everybody, what's up? We're back, and we're going to do our pause menu now. So we did our main menu last time. We're going to add a pause menu into the game now. So it's going to be similar to what we did before. So I'm going to come into the folder that I made, menu, and we're going to make a new widget, user interface, widget blueprint, user widget. And I'm going to call that one WBP pause. So that's going to be my pause menu. And again, before I go further, I'm going to go into my character blueprint, and we're going to do something in here. Now I went ahead and set up a input action just to make this a little bit quicker. So what you want to do is just come into your folder. If you're using a default first person, third person, just find your input folder and you should see your actions. So I just created IA pause on here. So you can right click, go to input, input action, name it pause. Then if you go back one or wherever your data asset is located here, you can open that up. You can click plus, add a mapping, come down to pause, pick your pause from your list here. And then I gave mine 2 inputs. When I'm playing the game on a package build, I want to use escape. That's how I want to pause it. That's how most games pause. But in the editor, escape is going to exit the editor. So I just hit the plus button here, added the P key as well. So if we're in editor and we want to pause, we can press P. But normally for a packaged game, it's just going to be escape will pause for us. So my input action pause will pick up on either one of these keys here. So that's what I've done just to save a little bit of time here. So I'm going to go into the player character and we're going to look for that input action. So I'm going to do IA pause and we have it right there. So now I'm going to open that up and we're going to come off the started pin. And what we're going to do is just drag out and do set game paused. And we're going to make sure we check paused. And now after we pause, we're going to drag out and we're going to do create widget. And I'm going to pick that pause menu widget that we just made. So WBP, and then I'll look for pause. So this is going to create the widget for us. And then I'm going to drag out the return value, add to viewport. And now after we add it to viewport, we want to get our mouse cursor back. So we're going to get player controller, drag off that and do set show mouse cursor. And we're going to make sure we check that to be true. And then coming from our controller, we're going to drag off and set input mode UI only. Connect that up. And now it's going to ask us for a widget to focus on. So the widget that we want to focus on is the widget that we just created here. So this create widget, I'm going to drag off the return value there. Just put a couple of reroutes to make it cleaner and plug that into the in widget to focus. Okay, so now when we press pause, we're pausing the game, creating our widget, adding it to viewport, showing our mouse cursor, and setting input mode to UI. So I'm going to compile that, save it, and I'm going to open up that pause menu widget we just made here. So we're going to open this up. I'm going to drop a canvas panel in. And then what I like doing is just looking for a blur and putting a background blur on during pause. So I'm going to drop that on the canvas panel, select the blur, and you can see it just gives us the little corner up top there. So I'm going to change that to 1920 by 1080. That should give it a full screen. And I'm going to come down to blur strength, and I'm just going to do like 5 on that. So you can see that that kind of blurs out the background there. And then I'm going to throw a text on top of this. So we're going to look for text. We're just going to grab the regular text, drop that on the canvas panel, not on the blur, but on the canvas panel. We'll select our text, and I'm just going to drag this out. We'll say in the text field here, I'm going to say game paused, and I'm going to make that a little bigger. So we'll just drag the size up a little. And then if we make this little green box fit our text good, we can use that to snap it to an anchor. So I think what I'm going to do is go up with the text selected, go to anchor. I'm going to hold shift and control, and I'm going to just click either center or center top, and that will snap it to the center for us. Then I'm going to just slide it down the position Y. So I'm going to grab position Y and just drag it. And that will keep it locked in the center, and then we can just move it up and down here. And then I'm just going to throw another vertical box in here. Drop that on the canvas panel, select it, and this will be for our buttons. So we're good here. So now inside of our vertical box, we're going to put a button. So I'm going to look for button, drag and drop the button in. And then just like what we did on our main menu, we're going to put text on the button, and we're going to set one button up and then copy it. So I'm going to make these buttons look pretty much like how I did for my main menu. So I'm going to go into the button, and I want to set it to the same color. So I'm going to open up my my main menu, and I'll just grab that color code that I used from my main menu here. I'll copy that, and I'll open up the normal here. So I'm under the style and normal, go to the tint, and I'm just going to paste that in as the color. So then I got the same color. I'm going to do the same rounded box. I think I did a outline of 3, 25, 25. So I'm just going to give this the same look that I did for the main menu here. So that should be set up the same. Now I'm going to just grab the hovered color that I picked as well. Back into the main menu, just going to grab the hovered, select that code, hovered tint, paste it in here. Do the width outline of 3, corner radius 25, 25. And we'll do the last one for crest. And I'm just going to set the same sounds that I used to for the main menu. So I'm going to go into the text, change that before I forget from visible to non-hit testable. And what else do we want to do here? Let's see how that looks. So I'm going to copy this button. We're going to Control C on that and paste another one in the vertical box. And I'm going to do 5 in here. And then I'm going to select all the buttons, do a fill. I'm going to give them a little padding like we did in the main menu as well. So we'll try 10, see how that looks. I think I did 8 in the main menu, but we'll see. I got more buttons this time, so. All right, and that doesn't look too bad there. So if we want to, I can grab that vertical box and kind of resize this however we want. So now I'm going to go to the text. The first button I'm going to do here is going to be a resume. So I'm going to go to the text for it. We'll do a resume there. The next one is going to be save game, which we will do at a later point. Next one's going to be options, which we'll probably be doing that one next. And then I'm going to do 2 different quits here. I'm going to do a quit to main, and I'm going to do a quit to desktop. So we have those set up now. Now I'm going to make the text a little bit bigger there. So I'm going to select all my text. And let's see, I think I might have used 40 on the main menu. So we'll kind of do the same thing here. So we have our stuff set up here now. I'm just going to change the game paused color to. Okay, so that's how we're looking here. So let's compile and save that. And let's just go in and make sure everything else is compiled and saved. Let's just go in and see if that works. So that should pause. So if we play our game, hit P, our menu comes up, we have our mouse, we have our background blur, our buttons are highlighting, and then if we click them, we get the darker color and the sound. So we are good to go here. So if we go into the graph, I'm going to get rid of all this because we don't need anything there. I never renamed the buttons, so I'm going to do that real quick. So whatever text I put here, I'm just going to rename these buttons to. Okay, so I just renamed all my buttons to be what the text says. I'm going to start with resume. We're going to click on resume, come down to on clicked here. And now when we resume from paused, we're going to get player controller, drag off, set, show mouse cursor, plug that in. We want to make sure that that's false there. We're going to drag off and do set input mode to game only, connect up the execution. Then we're going to do our set game paused. Make sure that's set to false, so we'll be unpausing. I'm going to drag off and do remove from parent, and this will remove the widget when we go back into our game. So we should have our mouse cursor disappearing, back to game mode, unpaused, and remove it from parent. So now I'm going to do let's do the quit to main. So I'm going to pick quit to main, get the on clicked. I'm actually going to bring out the other quit too. So we'll do the quit to desktop, bring that out. And then when we quit to main, what I'm going to do is just remove from parent. And if we're going back to our main menu, we want to open that level. So we're going to drag out here, open level by name. And let's get our main menu level name. So I'm going to go into the maps where we saved it. Mine's just called menu underscore map, but I'm going to copy that just to make sure that I get the right thing. Paste it in here. So now when we click main, we're going to remove our widget. and open a new level. I'm actually going to do the same thing that I did in the main menu too. So before I open this level, I'm actually going to do that first. I'm going to put a delay right here for 1 second. And I'm going to do that first so it doesn't remove the widget and then we're looking at a black screen. We're going to click it, which will let our sound play, give us a little delay, remove the widget, open new level. And I'm going to copy that delay and just put it here too, because we're going to need that for quitting to desktop. And then we're just going to drag off and do quit game. So let's compile, save everything. We'll jump into our game here. And then if we press P, we're paused. Now save shouldn't do anything. Options shouldn't do anything. If we resume, we're back in our game. Pause. If we quit to main, we're now back at our main menu. We go to start new. We're back in our game. We pause. And then if we quit to desktop, that quits and brings us back to editor. So it looks like that's all working good. The design is up to you. You can really spend as much time as you want designing this. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for now. Next time we'll do our options menu. I'm going to start working on our save system. So we'll be able to save and we'll be able to load our game too. So I think that's going to be it for now. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.